Everyone is here in solidarity and all for one reason, to bring about peace in our community.
Because we're asking everyone to put their guns down. We're asking everybody to hold responsibility for the lives that we have lost in our village, in our community, in our blocks, in our neighborhoods. Every family is affected, and today is that day that we have to continue taking forward action. And we're gonna do this proactively. And that's why we're marching through our neighborhood, so people can see the lives of the people who have been affected by this, by the gun violence, by everything that's been affecting our community. It is time that we value ourselves, and it is time that we see each other as the people that we are, because we are beautiful people. And today is our day of peace.
Give us what your vibe was from the Peace Walk.
The vibe that I got, it was great. We had a lot of people come out. I believe that we got our point across as far as one unity
There was actually people in the community that were jumping
in the march with us.
The solution to Wilmington isn't just going to come from just within Wilmington. It's going to come from the suburbs. It's going to come from lower Delaware. And the fact that you have all kinds of people from all backgrounds, all faiths working together today, that's fantastic.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to From the Heart with Marva Richardson. My name is Linwood Jackson. I will be co-hosting the show today. Marva's right here in the saddle as always. Today is a special show. We're doing a tribute to one of our great leaders in our community, Mr. James Gibbs Jr. Everybody called him Big Cat. He was a big friend of mine. He's been on plenty of our shows. He's no stranger to you guys because you've seen him plenty of times on various radio shows, TV shows out in the community doing the great work that he does, especially with the children. So we want to start today's show off with a couple of the guests that we brought on today, the friends of his. We have family members here, and they are all going to talk about some of the great things and share with you some of the memories that Mr. Gibbs, that we have collectively with Mr. Gibbs. Big Cat. We're going to call him Big Cat. Is that all right?
That's good.
He was effectively known as Big Cat, and we loved Big Cat. You know, anyway, Marva, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm fabulously well as also. And I want first I want to thank you for giving us your time to come on here and share with the audience what Mr. Big Cat was doing.
Yes, first of all, I want to say I'm honored to be here with Mrs. Gibbs. I'm honored with all of you being here. But I wanted to especially say thank you to the people that just jumped on board. This was kind of like a shock to me when I found out about Mr. Gibbs. And the reason why I found out about Mr. Gibbs is because my daughter works at Mercedes-Benz, where Mr. Gibbs worked. And she brought me the obituary yesterday, and she said, Mom, he did not just walk in, he glided in.
Oh, wow.
And he was so well respected. And I want to personally thank Mercedes-Benz, which is at 3801 Lancaster Avenue, that one of the directors or the salespersons, Mr. Manley, they jumped right in, and they, you know, they've got things that each one that was at the Memorial Saturday did. And he personally yesterday took and posted all about this program, which, you know, went all through the buildings of Mercedes-Benz. So that takes a lot of love and a lot of respect. And this man was greatly loved and greatly respected.
Well, Marva, do you remember when Big Cat was on our show?
Do I remember? Oh, my goodness. Yes, you know, I met Mr. Gibbs for the first time. In fact, I met you because we at Mr. Butch Lewis's memorial.
Right.
And then was to meet this Mr. Linwood Jackson. And then after talking and telling you had a TV show and welcoming you on, I guess she thought she didn't have a TV show.
Right.
He would be my co-host for the next, I don't know how many
Oh,
years.
a few years. That's
And
true.
then I
You
met,
ain't believe it?
I met the honorable Mr. James Gibbs, and you sit with us, and we did that tribute for Mr. Butch Lewis.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's how we met Mr. Gibbs and at Butch Lewis's tribute. And so, you know, we're honored to do this show once again. It's a pleasure for me. Right now, I'm going to introduce our guests today. So far, anyway, we got more guests lined up, but we are honored to have Mrs. Gibbs in the studio as well. She wants to share a little bit with us about the foundation that Mr. Gibbs started. And her name is Leslie Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie,
Oh, thank
welcome
you.
to the show.
Thank you. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you very much, Mrs. Richardson and Mr. Jackson, for doing this for me and for my husband. You're right, he did pass away on the 13th of this month, so it's been difficult, but I do appreciate you giving me
So
this
welcome.
platform and this opportunity to put out his dream. And his foundation is called Big Cat's Last Round Foundation, Inc. We started it back in June of 2014. And oh, let me also thank the Comcast family as well for taking the time to watch this program also. Our slogan is put the guns down, pick the gloves up, take it to the gym, not to the street, each one reach one child at a time. And our primary goal is just to show children that you, no matter what circumstances or situation that you come from, you can bring your best every single day. So don't think that because you come from a certain situation that you can't be the better person because you can, whether it's using boxing or culinary, whatever your gifts and talents are, you can do that. And my husband felt this strongly that, you know, there's too much youth violence out there, and that was a reason why that we started this foundation. So what I would like to do is keep his legacy alive, and in August, I'd like to do a back to school book drive. We do have a Facebook page, which is also under our foundation as well. So we're going to be making some changes to that. So I'd ask you to tune into that for further information on when the school book drive would be. And like I said, we are a very small foundation, but we do have a big heart, and we can't do it without, you know, your support. And if you'd like to make a contribution, it's the Big Cat Last Round Foundation. It's P.O. Box 5954, Newark, Delaware 19714. Any donations would be greatly appreciative. And I would just like to say thank you very much for the opportunity to, you know, keep my husband's legacy alive with the Big Cat Last Round Foundation, Inc. And hopefully you'll be able to see what we'll be doing in the future in the community. And thank you, and God bless to you all.
Well, that was fantastic.
Oh,
But
thank you.
thank you and God, you're not leaving, are you?
No,
You're gonna stick around for a while,
I'll
aren't
stick around
you?
for a little while
All right.
longer.
It sounds like you closed the show, but we want you to hang around a little bit
I'll
because
stay a little longer.
we have some questions for you. You know
Okay.
what I mean? You know, you're absolutely right. It does take finances to get any foundation off the ground, and I think the name of your Facebook page is Big Cat's Last Round Foundation on Facebook.
Yes, it is.
All right, and
Yes,
if
it
you
is.
guys want to contribute and help us out a little bit, then you can. The PO box number is
5954, Newark, Delaware 19714.
all right, and we're going to post that again. I hope they put it in the captions in the show when the film
Okay.
when the show airs.
Thank
and
you.
And we also have another guest here. He's a former boxer and an author, and he goes by the name of Angelo
Menefee.
Menefee.
Yes.
I've been messing it up all day.
That's okay.
Angelo Menefee is an author and a former boxer.
Yeah.
Angelo, come on in here, man. Tell us about why it's important.
Well, first of all, I want to give my condolences to you
Thank you so kindly.
and your family.
Thank you.
And the work that you're doing, you definitely carrying the torch.
Thank you.
Like it reminds me of an Adelaide church where you pass it around and you put the lights in, you put the lights off. But you're doing a very good job, and I'm one that want to support what you're doing.
Thank you.
As a former boxer,
Thank you.
as a teenager, and as an author. As far as the book drive, me and Miss Marvel over here, we can do something about that, because I will definitely give some books or whatever I have to do. It's not an
Thank
issue
you.
to me.
Oh my gosh,
You know
thank
what I
you.
mean?
That would be so
Yes,
appreciative.
yes.
Thank you
is
so
great.
much.
That's
Thank
a great
you.
gesture. Tell us
Yes.
about your experience in the boxing world. How long were you boxing?
I started out in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the POW, Philadelphia Athletic League, and it kept me off the streets. Back in Philadelphia in the 60s, you know, there was a lot of gang war going on the street. And as a young boy, you know, the way it ring in your ear, you have to earn it. And my mom was a good mom. I had both my parents, and I still had to go to school. I had to go in the boys' bathroom. So the best way to stay off the corner was to join the police athletic league. And guys around my era and age, that would be a cornball thing to do, instead of being a thug on a corner and stuff like this. So I joined the POWs. Al Stiles Sr. was a trainer for his son, Al Stiles Jr. And Willie the Worm Monroe, Benny Briscoe, they was
You didn't fight
They
them
kept,
guys,
oh
did
no,
you?
they kept me up the wing. You
Oh,
know what I
okay,
mean? They
okay.
kept
I
me.
get ready to say
They
that.
kept
You
me.
know.
They kept me on. They kept
Right,
me
you
to a
talking
point
about
where,
some world champions
Yes,
there.
man,
yes.
they was the best, and I
Okay.
loved them. You know, I had my mother and father,
So you
but to have
learned,
those.
not to interrupt you, you learned from Benny Briscoe.
Benny Briscoe and Willie Warren Monroe.
They taught you.
They taught me.
Oh,
And
okay.
Al Stiles, senior, that passed about 3 years ago, and his son, Al Jr. That was in Philadelphia. He was my sparring partner.
Okay, so you must
And
have
I
been
went
pretty good there.
from 11 years old, I trained from 11 to 17.
Okay.
And Joe Frazier's manager was Yank Durham.
Right.
At the time. You know, gray-haired man, woolly like this, you know, he humped back. And he always said, Menefee, you doing good. Golden Glove. You know, I fought, won Golden Gloves. And
You won the Golden Gloves?
yeah, 3 times.
What, 3 times?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania,
So
Valley
you
Forge,
a 3-time
Valley
Golden
Forge.
Glove champion.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah,
All right,
as a
what-
young buck. You know,
Man, why
I'm
you
young,
holding
but-
back, man?
Yeah, well, you
You're
know, I'm
supposed
good.
to share that with us.
I love it. You know, I still have the trophies home.
Okay.
I admire them.
Yeah.
The training then and now is different. You know what I mean? It's real different. And you looked at the older guys as a monument because I didn't know who they was as young as I was because I didn't know what occurred with them. You know, there was the good boxers with the snap, but they was older people. And as you got older, you didn't know their wealth being. You know, you don't know how well they was doing in the other world. Besides, you see them in the training room all the time and getting knocked around.
So you resonate with the phrase "put the guns down and pick the gloves up."
Most
Get in
definitely.
the gym and bring your best.
That's
Yes.
right, because I'm gonna tell you something. By being an author, I goes into by working at Temple Hospital as an engineer.
Okay.
And I just retired from Temple Hospital.
Okay.
2 years ago. And I would see kids come in through Temple Hospital in the city as a revolving door, getting shot at 8 years old, 12-year-olds getting shot, because generations changing. And then you get to a point where you start seeing an 8-year-old with a bullet and the doctors open up his chest and massaging that heart again. You're saying to yourself, man, this is too much. You know, and this is my older time. So I see the violence. And I said, what happened to the gym? Why ain't nobody listen to the police officers? You don't gotta really like them, but listen to them. There's always something to do. And you get tired, and that's what made me write my
So
book.
you speak to troubled kids
all the time. Yes, I do.
And what's your book about?
My book, well, this one is like back in the day where my mom taught me how to back to basics. Put your shoes together, how to tie your shoes on the right feet by putting them side by side.
Okay.
Looking for the tag in the back to put your shirt on the right way.
How to
Things that
dress,
now
how to be a man.
Well, the book is for ages from 3 to 6 year olds.
Okay.
But when I go into inner cities, like if I go to West Wilmington or South Wilmington, if I go to Trenton, New Jersey, and I speak, if I go to colleges or university, elementary schools, I speak about, you know, there's other options besides cutting somebody's throat, being honest.
Correct.
Or scaring old women, taking pocketbooks. It's always something to do. At the athletic club, it's always something to do. But, you know, children is geared to do other things.
What's the name of your book?
You know, it's called With the Help of Love, I Can Do Anything, Billy's First Summer's Vacation, and Billy's First Summer's Job.
So
and
you
all
wrote
my
3
books.
books.
Yes, and I have it in Braille for the vision impaired children.
And how can people purchase your books?
They can go to xlibras.com, Barnes & Noble. They can go reallybigcoloringbooks.com because I got them affordable for people to get my books.
Can you get the ebook?
Excuse me?
Ebook?
They probably do because I'm not tech savvy.
Okay, so you have the hardcover, and you can go to
I have-
Amazon.com, and we're going to mention them one more time. The 3 books that you have written.
With
The
the Help of
latest
Love,
book.
I Can Do Anything. That's
Okay.
one. And that's the one they use as a curriculum for the whole state of Delaware. in the
Okay,
public
okay.
school
Let's
system.
repeat that one more time.
Um,
We're looking at camera
Oh.
right there. Where's your camera? Right here?
Right here. Okay. It's Billy's First Summer's Vacation. Billy's, let me see, With the Help of Love, I Can Do Anything. And Billy's First Summer's Job.
All right.
And, you know, you can get them at your area
Straight from a
bookstores.
3-time Golden Gloves champion out of Pennsylvania. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Pennsylvania State Golden Gloves champion.
Yes,
3
it is.
times.
Yes, it is. And
Man.
I admire every bit of it. So I admire the work your husband did and was doing. And our next guest, when they come on, I mean, it makes me feel good to sit beside you and knowing that you carrying this and you doing very well. You
Thank
doing
you.
very well, and I'll support you as long as ground lasts. And
Thank
every
you.
time I do something from this day on, I'm gonna think of you, and I'm gonna beat everything around me.
All
Thank you.
right.
Everything around
He
me.
You
will.
heard it here on
Thank you.
From
Believe
the
that.
Heart. You heard it here on
Yeah.
From the Heart. You can't
Yeah.
backtrack now, dog. You
No, I got
No,
this.
that's
I
the
got
got the
power.
this.
film, shit.
I
We
got
need all the
this.
help we can get,
I-
and that's what today's program is
Yeah.
about. A tribute to Mr. James Gibbs, Big Cat, who was the vice president of the United States Boxing Federation, right, for the
Yes.
East Coast. And we have his lovely wife here that's going to continue with the foundation that they started, which is helping young kids stay off the street, put the guns down, pick up the gloves, and bring your best. And we do have some clips, by the way, of some of his old shows that he's been on. So he's going to appear on this program right here and speak from the heart with you guys, word for word. We can hear it. You know, you guys can hear it from him for yourself. So we're going to play that later on in the program. But right now, we want to share one more time about the foundation that Big Cat started with his lovely wife. What else did you want to share with us, Leslie, with regards to the foundation?
It just, like I said, it was a passion and a dream that he had, and like I said, since his passing, I just want to make sure that I keep this focus,
Right.
keep this alive, and hopefully, that this can continue to partnership with maybe other groups, other organizations, foundations, but I just want to make sure that his dream is not forgotten.
Now, you guys traveled the world with your involvement with boxing. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Wow.
And you spoke with many, many, many people.
Yes.
What are some of your most vivid memories
Oh
of
my
those
gosh.
travels?
One of my favorite boxers is Roy Jones Jr., which I met him. Another one of my favorite boxers is Danny Garcia from Philadelphia. I met Sean Porter. Let me see. I've met Earl Spence.
And what was Big Cat's job with the Boxing Federation? I know he passed out a lot of belts.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
He felt as though that there are 10 major sanctioning bodies from the WBC all the way down. We work with a minor sanctioning body. He felt as though that every person, every boxer should be able to have a strap, or that's what he called a belt. So he made it his mission to work with local and out-of-state promoters to give young fighters an opportunity to get a belt, because they may not be able to get a major title.
Correct.
So that's what he did. We started working with the sanctioning body, and you're right, we traveled from Dallas, Texas. He went to Moscow, Croatia, all over the continental United States to help young men and women be able to, get a belt, and work for it, because it's a lot of work. It's a hard time. You've got to sacrifice and, stay focused. And this boxing business is something that you've got to be truly dedicated in,
Yes, you
because
do.
if not,
Yes, you do.
one hit can change your life
Yes, it
forever.
can.
So
Yes,
this
it
is
can.
not a game. This is not a sport that you can play with,
Right, and that's very important. We wanted to make sure we got that out there.
Thank you.
But you're going to stick around a while, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around.
We're
I'm
going
gonna-
to take a break.
Okay.
Can I
we're
say
gonna,
something before we take a break? I'm really into this with the boxing now. And you knew Butch, of course, Butch Lewis well. Now, who was the one that he really bought, the boxers that he used to, because I used to
Who,
see
Big
him.
Cat?
Yeah, no, Butch Lewis.
Oh.
He was responsible
Oh,
for
you're
the
talking about
Spinks?
Michael Spinks.
Yeah.
Michael
Spinks,
Well,
Spinks,
listen,
yeah.
I used to work in Mr. Lewis's home, and Michael Spinks used to come by, and I was able to meet some of the boxers. And I just want to share this with the audience. Butch Lewis was tough and rough because he was a promoter. But I used to meet the boxers were such gentlemen. Butch
Yeah.
Lewis had the boxers live in his home. I was
Right.
there.
Right.
And Butch Lewis, sometimes I would see him, Mr. Butch Lewis. Sometimes I would see him, and sometimes I wouldn't see him. But then I would hear him on the intercom, and the boxers would be around. And I'm saying, all of a sudden they would jump. And I would say, why are they jumping like that? Because he said they were his bread and butter. He was their bread and butter. I saw Mr. Lewis. He wanted them to eat right. He made him
That's true.
exercise.
That's
He
true.
made them sleep well. He was hard. And
Yeah.
I said, and I got to understand about the boxing world. You understand what I'm saying? And then I said, and then he took him in his home. And at that time, and I was just honored to have been a part of Mr. Butch Lewis's life.
And
That's
Mr.
good.
Butch Lewis and Mr. James Gibbs were childhood friends.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
And they
yes.
grew up
Wow.
together, worked together in the car lot, the auto lot,
Yes.
selling cars
Yes.
together, and
Yep.
that's why he came on to pay tribute to Mr.
Lewis,
Butch Lewis,
yeah.
and that's
Good
why we're
man.
here
Good
today
man.
paying tribute to Mr. Big Cat Gibbs.
Thank
And
you.
I think we're going to take a break right now. I'm seeing the wind down, and we're going to share some clips of Mr. Gibbs, and I hope you enjoy it from some of the shows that we did previously. A quick memory of mine is he's been on so many shows, I thought he was the host. All right? And when you see these
Yeah.
clips, you're going to see what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. All right? I
That's
just
good.
love James
That's
Gibbs.
good. That's
And,
good.
and we'll be right back after this show.
Mhm.
My first guest is Mr. James Big Cat Gibbs, president of Big Cat's Last Round Foundation Incorporated, and he is the East Coast supervisor / matchmaker for the World Boxing Foundation. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, this is Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. How you doing today, sir?
Okay, very good.
Hey, champ, you got Linwood Jackson on with the Urban Compass,
Uh-huh.
and we do have the supervisor of the World Boxing Foundation. We have
Hey, champ. Hey, champ.
Yes, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, champ?
Okay.
Listen. When Buster Drayton heard that you was gonna call, he got scared and didn't show up. I got a call from Cyclone Hart. He called me 5 times. Got scared. I got to talk to the Marvelous One and didn't show up. He made all kinds. No, I'm just kidding, man. Evidently, something must have happened with Buster. I knew that Cyclone wasn't going to be able to make it because he's having some family health issues there. But I'm going to send him your love. I'm going to tell him that you were on the phone as soon as I get back from here and let him know that he missed out on talking to you.
Yeah, because, I was looking forward to saying hello to these guys,
Well, champ, I got a kid, well, not a kid, actually grown man. His name is Amir Hardcore Mansour. We're fighting on Fox on the 23rd. We're on the Danny Garcia's card down at the Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Right.
Now, he was on the show earlier, and he hands down said you were one of the greatest, that you are the greatest middleweight of all time. And he's a southpaw, strictly southpaw. Now, this is what, if you could, this is what I would like to happen. I've been waiting for this phone call, champ. I've been waiting for this phone call.
Yeah, he just took over the show, Mark.
If I'm co-host, I can do that.
You gotta watch out when we hand the mic off too, right?
AKA Big Cat, I'm the greatest of all time. Hey, listen, I need for him to talk to you, the inspiration, him talking to you. This is the biggest fight of his career. Let me explain something to you, champ. He's 43 years old. He's got 16 knockouts. He's got 1 draw, which wasn't a draw. He won that fight.
Agreed.
Okay. He won that fight, and he fought Steve Cunningham. They gave Steve Cunningham. He won that fight. So as far as I'm concerned, he's undefeated. His name is Amir Mansour.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I've seen the name before.
Oh, you are Googling. Go on YouTube and watch him. He look just like you.
Yeah?
People mistaking for you all the time. But I
so
need.
he's got good taste.
Yeah, he does. Great taste. Now I need for him to be able to reach out to you. So I'm going to ask my counterpart here, Linwood Jackson, to give me your number. I'll give you mine. And at some point before this fight, I just want you to tell him, say, look, champ, I want you to go get that.
Marv, the next time you're in Delaware, maybe we'll get the meeting. We'll do it like that.
See him or something the next time that I'm in that area or whatever like that.
There you go.
Right now we're just concentrating on the book, and we're going to be moving around
Okay.
a lot,
Okay.
so
Well, let's keep focused on that book,
but
champ.
anyway, you tell him for me that I said I wish him my luck, with the fight and everything.
Now, I got witnesses. Here.
It's not easy. Hello, so if he knows what he wants, you got to go and get it.
Yes, sir.
We have Mr. John Stewart out there, Hall of Fame referee,
Judge.
Judge,
Give him a different title.
judge,
It's okay.
Judge,
Yeah, well,
referee,
maybe you will be.
Leaderman, Letterman.
He's at ringside, and that's why I got these great people here to correct me when I get wrong. Mr. Big Cat Gibbs and Miss Nicole Ross. All of these fine men and women are doing great work in the communities, and you can too. Find your platform, whatever it is. You might not can do what I'm doing. You can't do what they're doing. You know what I mean? But you can do what it is that you're doing and make a great impact in your community with our kids. All right? Put the guns down, pick the gloves up,
Take it to the gym, not to the street, baby.
and take it to the gym.
But more importantly, and this is what's missed. This is what's missing. This is what the core project focuses on. Our children. Our children. Our children. Federal government. They always talk about what's a grassroots problem. When it comes to urban kids, I can't see a grassroots, but I know this: that if I pluck that blade of grass and I expose its root, that blade of grass will wither and die, just like our children in the street. These children have core issues. This is why I came up with the core project. They have mental health issues, big time, bipolar, schizophrenia, and they're in the schools dealing with this. That drug dealer, he don't go out there and recruit a student with no 3.0 average. He get that kid that's suffering from bipolarism, schizophrenic, and that's the kid, he puts that gun in their hand and say, go kill that kid, he'll be $5. See, our children being our most precious resource. You talk about teamwork. Well, this is what it's all about. This is what boxing brings. It gives you commitment. It gives you drive, dedication. Okay, it creates a hard work ethic that's missing in our children today. You can't get it all in school.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to or watching From the Heart with Marva Richardson. Marva left us for the second half of the show. I'm the co-host, Linwood Jackson, and we're talking about Mr. James Gibbs, Big Cat. We're paying tribute to him on today's show. We are joined by his lovely wife, Miss Leslie Gibbs, and a couple of friends of his. And right now, we are here with Mr. David Carter. He's done a lot of work with Mr. Gibbs, and we want to talk to him a little bit. He's going to share with us some of the things he's done with Mr. Gibbs. David, how are you today, sir?
How you doing? Honored to be here.
I'm good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Share with us some of the experiences that you had with Big Cat.
Okay, my main experience, I started out with Big Cats. I was in a boxing gym at a main event in Linwood, Pennsylvania.
Linwood, Pennsylvania?
Yes.
You know that's my name, don't you?
Wow.
But anyway, continue.
Okay.
Please.
So he just seen me moving around, doing a little couple things I was doing, so I would always bring T-shirts to the fights and promote the fighters. At the same time, I did box when I was younger. I stopped at 17 and went on with my own vision, imprinting T-shirts and branding and working with fighters all over the world. And
so you got out of boxing and went into business?
Yes.
So boxing helped you get into business?
Absolutely.
Steered you straight?
Steered me straight.
How's the business going?
It's beautiful.
And tell us about your business again. What's the name of it?
It's Yamin Clothing in Chester, PA.
Okay.
And I do embroidery, silk screen, monogramming, paint art.
And so if anybody want any of that work done, how do they contact you?
At www.yaminclothing.com.
Now, Big Cat did a lot of, graphics and stuff. He had a whole bunch of marketing materials. Did you do any of that?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
What kind of work did you do for Big Cat?
I did Big Cats all in the beginning. And then I did a lot with the WBF.
Okay.
And branding.
You the one that did that Roar thing, with Big Cat's boxing and marketing and Notary Republic, with that Roar.
No, I didn't do that one, but I didn't do that one.
Okay.
But I did the shirts, some of the shirts.
Okay, cool.
Was it our media director,
Jim
Jim Lindsay? He did that.
Lindsay did the media. We contacted him. He's busy right now. Couldn't come out and join us on the show, but we'll have him on next time for sure. And so please continue.
Yeah. So in between that time, James would come to the store, like, listen, I see you love the kids. I see how much you do with the kids. I have the program Big Cats Foundation. Okay, what you want me to do, James? You already know. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll follow you.
Okay.
So he would just pop up. Yeah, I mean, I need you. Be at such and such Paris, wherever the fights were going on at.
Right.
I would need to be there for their foundation.
And where are some of the fights took place at? Where are some of the places you besides Linwood, Pennsylvania?
2300, Parks, what is it, Bethlehem Sands, Atlantic City.
All over the East Coast.
Right. And then just a few overseas. Only made one overseas.
One overseas?
Yes.
Where was that at? You didn't go to Russia with him, did you?
No, he was doing something with, you know, the knuckle and
bare
knuckle, and he
fights.
promoted a belt there, and he was in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
You went to Mexico with Gibbs, man.
Cancun,
Yes,
that's where we
Cancun,
went.
Mexico.
Yep.
I was there.
Is that right?
Yes, I was.
Man, boy, Gibbs pulled a fast one on me. I was trying to get down there, but he got you instead. All right, man, that's a great experience.
Beautiful.
So boxing did good for you then.
It's doing very well for me.
All right, it taught you motivation and determination, how to stay involved, and kept you off the streets and clean, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Got you in the business, and you're still involved with boxing to this day.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been in business?
I've been in business for 23 years.
What advice do you have for the kids out there who might be listening and want to like do what it is that you're doing?
Well, I would say this, you know, find yourself a good gene person that can tutor you into being great, because you're going to need that. You know, a lot of us get out here, we get caught up in the streets. So I had someone like my father. So Joe Frazier and them would come to the house, they'd train out back in the yard, get done, sit us down, and teach us some of them belly shots, getting out the way, moving and weaving, staying out of danger. So it's a lot of things they were saying as well as they was teaching us. And these guys here I'm watching right now, they're a big part of me, because I watched them, and I had the same within the city of Chester, filming, coming up young. Now it's Twitter, YouTube, and gaming.
Correct.
So that's...
Now, did you have to go to school to learn those graphics, man? How do you just learned the hard way?
Yeah, I learned the hard way.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get a chance to go to the colleges. I just did everything at home.
Uh-huh. So you learned how to do graphics on your own?
Did it on my own. Draw first.
So you're an artist?
Burn, artist.
Self-taught.
Did you have anything to do with this book here that my man, what's his name?
Angelo Menefee.
Angelo Menefee did. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Angelo Menefee wrote these children's books. Got 3 of them here, and I'm looking at the art. And my man David is talking about the artwork that he does, and so I just want to share that with you. And by the way, Angelo's going to autograph these for Mrs. Gibbs, but you can purchase them again on Amazon.com. And so, you know, this is graphic works here, right?
That's art.
Art?
Graphics more applique, 3 different patterns, overlaying.
Okay.
So that's art.
Okay. The difference, a little bit different. See, I don't know. I didn't go to art school or anything like that there, and I certainly can't draw anything. But anything you want to share in closing with us in the audience about Mr. Gibbs, Big Cat?
Sure. I'm here for Big Cats. They already know it's a legacy, so we know who the founders are, and I support them 100%. Always will. They need me for anything less, they already know. I will always be there for them.
Thank you.
All right,
Always.
man. Hey, look, we appreciate you coming on and sharing your experiences with Big Cat. Man, I'm still trying to get to Mexico, by the way. You plan on going back? Did you make some contacts, some business contacts over there?
Hey, you know, Leslie and I'm in charge of those events. I just show up.
You down there selling shirts like this one here, man? Is this graphics?
I sell. It's just print. That's just a regular old print.
So you print the shirts,
Yes.
and this is what you do?
Yes.
This is the kind of work you do?
Yes, it is.
You didn't do this one, though?
I didn't do that one.
But did you bring any of the stuff that you did do?
Jerome has one in his bag.
Jerome got one in his bag. We're talking about Jerome Conquest.
He got the main one, man.
All right. Well, as a matter of fact, we're going to bring him on the next segment and talk to Jerome Conquest and see what it is kind of work you do. All right. I know it's great work. If you're working with Big Cat, it had to be good.
Great work.
All right. Put the guns down.
Put the guns down. Put the gloves on. Take it to the gym.
And bring your best, ladies and
Bring
gentlemen.
your best.
With that, we're going to be right back with Mr. Jerome Conquest. Don't go nowhere.
So that, you know, that's very, very.
I'm
point,
glad you
that
touched
point,
on that.
That point, as far as mental health issues, are huge across the country. With BYB, bring your best. We started BYB with a #2 pencil because in Chicago, the standardized test scores were so low.
Yes.
We decided to give pencils to all the schools in Chicago when that test was being done. Everybody know that #2 pencil and that standardized test, put that clock on you and say, gut.
Right.
We put BYB on that pencil. And we told the teacher, said, give the kids a choice, a choice. And if they choose our pencil, but tell them, pick this pencil, you got to bring your best on that test. Test scores went up 25% because of a pencil.
Exactly.
So when it comes back down to where we are as far as teamwork and nurturing our children, you got to understand this here. Teamwork will make the dream work, but the dream will never be alive unless we put all the parts of that dream together to make it whole instead of all of a sudden becoming fragmented and falls apart. We got warm-ups, we got T-shirts, BYB to our DIE. It's clear to see that myself, you and me. Now do it again.
You extending that,
BYB
man.
to our DIE. It's clear to see you and me. See, so you had to know. No, I'm a poet, but I don't even know. See, but you know,
you never cease to amaze me, man.
I'm amazed.
I gotta stop, man. Why you killing me, man? B.I.T.'s to the Deezy Weezy.
You understand what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, you know, bring your best. All day, every day, everything you do, taking no days off. It's a simple solution. We make things so complicated. Our kids know. They know when they're not doing the right thing. They know when they're bringing our best. But if they simply focus on, you know what, we got kids in St. Louis walking around talking about, yo, bro, did you BYB today, man? You know I BYB, man, all day, every day. Come on. So it became, and it's becoming a movement. Bring your best. And if our children simply bring their individual best, it's not a competition, your individual best. When mom say, take the trash out, mom, I got this. You know, I got this, mom. You know, in school, your best may be a D. Your best may be failing, but we can address that if, and only if, you tell us that, you know, I'm bringing my absolute best.
Because that's all
best
you can
I
do.
got. You know, it's the best I got.
And I can get a good night's sleep at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Knowing that I brought my best.
That I brought my best.
And your best might have been better than mine. You
It
got
may
two
be.
people in the ring.
It
You're
may
both of them
be.
bringing it.
You're going to bring it.
One got to win, one got to lose.
One got to win, got to lose.
But the loser knows
But
he brought his best.
you know what?
You know what?
And what's very important is that I never have measured my losses. I've only measured my wins. See, now I don't forget them because you got to go back there so you don't continue to do the same thing. And I truly believe our kids have to make the proper choices so they have choices. And that's what it's all about.
And it starts young, and that's why we got to give them those choices. But some choices we have to take off the table because they're only kids, and they, you know, that's why we adults, you know, can speak and act for them.
Absolutely. We got to oversee them choices like that cell phone sitting on that dinner table when you eat, it's not going to work for us, you know?
Right.
I mean, but that's what we do. And I always start off, whenever I speak, I always say, I don't know no bad kids, but I know some bad parents. And they say, oh, here we go. Tell us how you know we're bad parents. I said, if your cell phone is in your 10-year-old's name, you might be a bad parent.
You just might be.
We have a major food program in Camden. You know, nutritional issues, a kid cannot focus. It cannot say if he's hungry. You know, kids are dealing with so many domestic issues every single day. You know, and you know, it's easy. If I bring an Asian child into my home and that Asian is 2 years old, he's not going to talk Chinese. He's going to talk English. As soon as that child's gaze locks on you, he begins to learn from you. And if you acting like an idiot in your home, if you drinking in your home, if you smoking in your home, if you cussing in your home, that kid's going to suck that up just like a sponge, and he's going to go out there and act the same way you act. If you acting a fool, that child going to act a fool just like you. So you're responsible for how that child and what that child's going to become simply by the way you act.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We're showing some clips of Mr. Gibbs when he was on some of our previous shows. Again, I told y'all he was a guest on my show, but I thought he was the co-host. It's kind of like when I was working with Marva, if you know what I'm saying. But anyhow, Gibbs always came on and shared some great information, and that's why we had him on so many shows, and I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about after watching that clip. Now today, again, we're paying tribute to Big Cat, and by bringing on some of his friends and family, and we're joined now with another one of his boxers. Well, we'll let him explain it, Mr. Jerome Conquest. Jerome, how you doing, my friend?
I'm great. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Tell us about your experiences with Big Cat.
Well, my experience with boxer. I mean, we call him boxer.
Okay.
I mean, but
He had
I had
various names and titles.
Yeah,
now.
but I had a special name for him. I called him Fruity Smiles.
Okay. And when he heard that, he knew it was you.
Yeah, he always knew it was me.
Okay.
But my experience with Gibbs, the way how we met, possibly 7, 8 years ago, we met. Johan's boxing gym. He used to come to the gym with Amir Mansour.
Mm-hmm.
And Amir Mansour just told him that I think you should meet my little brother, because Amir Mansour called me his little brother. So
okay.
Box came to the dressing room. He met me, and he asked me, what is so special about you? Why Amir want me to talk to you?
Right.
So I just broke down everything to him, what I was doing. Everything what he's about is giving back to the kids, and that's what I do. I give back to my community. I do book bag drives, Christmas parties. I just use my boxing platform to give back to my community, and that was everything what he believed in with his foundation. So he came to me one day and was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make you my poster child of Big Cat Last Round Foundation. So
okay, now slow down, Jerome. I think you're getting ahead of us a little bit. What were you doing in the gym? Are you a boxer?
I didn't even start training yet.
You weren't training at that time?
He know before we train, we talk before we train, because during training, we don't talk.
Okay.
So all our talking, we got it out before I started training, as I was getting dressed to train, getting ready for a fight.
Okay, so wait, for the audience, I know you're a boxer, man. You're a boxer. You're a professional boxer.
Yes.
What weight class do you box? And share with the audience who you are. Jerome Conquest,
my name is
professional boxer.
My name is Jerome the Conqueror Conquest. I fight 130. The week of Gibbs passing, that week I fought for a WBC title. So just by what Leslie said earlier about Gibbs having the WBF and the USBF title, is not a major sanctioning body, but it's something that he put together for younger fighters like myself to have a strap around their waist. I'm a perfect example of that, because I won the WBF title and I won the USBF title. And then right after I won those 2 titles, I get a call up to fight for a WBC junior world title.
My man. Now that's what I'm talking about. We couldn't let you sit here without sharing that with the audience. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I was going to share it, but I just had to make sure everybody know how. I mean, I met boxing.
I know, and you're not trying to really talk about yourself. You would have swung right through. We only got 10 minutes now,
I do,
Jerome.
and I wanted to talk about boxing. This is what it's all about.
Right, and so you're a champion, fighting to become a world champion.
I'm a regional. I'm the WBF regional champion at 130. And I'm the USBF international champion at 135.
That's what I'm talking about. So you know your way around the ring.
I know my way around it.
I just had to get that in, ladies and gentlemen. And so Big Cat was an integral part of your development in the ring.
He's a major part of my development in and outside the ring. It wasn't just boxing with boxing with me. It was we're family. He had called me, even if it's not about boxing. He had helped me out with any problem that I had outside of boxing. So he called me his little brother, but people looked at him as I looked at him as a father figure. Like, I grew up with my own father in my life, but somebody like Gibbs, he attached on to me of giving me another father figure in my life, but I looked at him as a big brother.
Mentor.
Yes.
Of sorts.
Yes.
And so you became a champion in the ring twice over now, and gone for the world title. What has boxing done for you with regards to your development, becoming a man, keeping you out of the streets? What advice would you give to young folks who might be listening? I think this is your camera right here.
The advice what young folks should have, I think everyone should at least have somebody in your corner like a James Gibbs.
Found a mentor.
He found me. I didn't
Mhm.
find him.
Mhm.
He came to me.
Well, you were
And
doing
and
the
I'm
right
lucky
thing.
and I'm lucky that I mean the time that he was in my life that I had him. Because he definitely helped me out with a lot of stuff, mentor-wise, teaching me the game of boxing, what I didn't know, teaching me stuff how to be a man, what I didn't know.
Can you give us an example?
With the boxing,
Yeah.
the business side, just everything business-wise. And I mean, how to carry yourself. And I mean, how to carry yourself, make like.
Yeah, I
I mean,
noticed your bow
just a
tie,
lot of
man. I
things.
mean, you know, you're looking pretty dapper
No,
there.
but I
You
mean,
didn't
like,
look like a fighter coming into the studio. I'm telling you, man.
I mean, that you gotta try to outdress box. So my wife be helping me with my dress, with my dress in the outdress box.
I got
But
you.
it was hard to outdress box.
Well, you mean Big Cat?
Yeah.
James Gibbs. You
He
know,
had
the president.
so many names.
He had a whole
But,
bunch of names and titles, but I'm going to stick with.
And another thing, where Yamin was talking about the stuff that he do, he made this for me.
Right, yeah, he said you had a shirt, man.
Yeah, he
and
made
this
this
is some of the work that your friend does.
Yeah, this is some of the work what Yamin does, and he definitely had to make me a shirt with Gibbs on the front.
That's
and
a beautiful
and it
shirt,
also got it. I mean, his nickname that I gave him. And it's a funny story how he got the nickname. We was in Washington for a fight, and we went to Walmart, and it's some candy called Fruity Smiles. So I got the box, and he was like, "What kind of fruity snack is that?" And I was like, "Some good fruit snacks." 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, guess who's in the box of fruit snacks? I wakes up out of my sleep and he's just smacking. And he looks over his shoulder, was like, "Yo, you right. These are some good fruit snacks, man." And ever since I just was like, "All right, Fruity Smiles," and I tried to go back to sleep.
Okay. So that's your secret, man, to boxing success is fruit snacks.
Man.
You be munching on them before you get in the ring and knock somebody out.
Always.
Huh? What's your record? What's your record, Jerome?
Right now, I'm 10-5 right now.
10-5.
Yes.
All right. Now on your way to a world title, man. And how old are you?
I'm 33.
And you're still fighting out of Johan?
Yes, I fight out of Johan, and I'm also Johan is my manager.
Okay.
But right now, I'm fighting out of a gym called Fight Firm boxing gym.
Okay, because if I'm not mistaken, that's where Bernard Hopkins be training out. He's still training. Bernard's still fighting?
No, Bernard's done.
He's done fighting, but he trains and he used to train.
He still work out, but he just don't be in the gym.
Okay, yeah, but I know that's where he trained at back in the day, along with Amir.
Yes.
Hardcore, he's retired now as well.
Yes.
And all these guys have been on the show before. It's just a pleasure to have you on. Anything you want to say to Mrs. Gibbs and while you're here, man, on the air?
She already know how I feel about it.
Know.
I told her anything, no matter what it is, if I can do it, she already know I'm going to do it.
All right, man. Hey, listen, Miss Gibbs, we want to make sure we can't close the show without you saying one more time about how people can get in touch with with the foundation if they want to contribute. Because I'm going to tell you guys, starting any endeavor, you need some finances, all right? And any amount will do. We are going to start a GoFundMe page to help these kids. We got to get these kids off the street. Y'all know how tough it is out there in these urban neighborhoods, particularly, and how much work it is to get the job done and get these kids in school and keeping them out of trouble. Put the gloves down, or put the guns down. And pick Jerome looking at me like I was getting it twisted, but we're gonna get it right, man. Put the guns down and pick up the gloves, get in the gym and bring your best. All of these were Big Cat's motto, but it takes work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort from a lot of people. So if you guys can contribute to the foundation, it'd certainly be grateful. And Miss Gibbs is gonna tell us where to mail it to.
Okay, again, it's Big Cat's Last Round Foundation, Inc. It's P.O. Box 5954. Newark, Delaware, 19714. And as Mr. Linwood said, there would be a later date where we're going to be setting up a GoFundMe page. And please visit us, Big Cat Last Round Foundation, Inc. on Facebook as well for future updates on the upcoming events as well. And thank you for your time.
And I just want you guys to know we're not the only ones. A lot of people wanted to be here, but they couldn't. I do want to read this memorial tribute to Mr. Gibbs from the office of the Newcastle County Register of Wills, and it states, "Be it hereby known to all that Zero Property III, Register of Wills, respectfully remembers James S. Gibbs Jr. The Register of Wills joins with the entire boxing community in giving tribute to the life and legend of James S. Gibbs Jr. Mr. Gibbs was more than a boxer, promoter, and administrator. He was a community activist who spent countless hours mentoring and encouraging young people. He was also a civil rights activist who championed equality for women and those of color. As the final bell tolls, we recall the life of a man devoted to others, and we honor his faithful service. Presented on this 27th day of July 2019 by order of the Register of Wills, Mr. Cyril Poppy III. And I concur with everything that Mr. Poppy has stated as well. Mr. Gibbs was a big-time civil rights advocate. I've done a lot of work with Mr. Gibbs over the years, and we're certainly gonna miss him. I hope you guys enjoyed the tribute with him speaking on his own. You watched the shows, the clips that we shared on this show, and I'm sure you understand exactly what it is that we're talking about. I think we covered pretty much everything. In closing, you want to any last closing remarks from Ms. Gibbs?
I just want to say thank you very much for this opportunity to allow me to speak on this platform, and thank you to the Comcast family as well.
Well, it's an honor, and we want to commend you for keeping up the great work and of the foundation, and we hope you much success. And anytime you want to come on, just give us a call. We're gonna have you on the radio too, you know. Y'all know I'm on the radio, 92.1 FM every Friday or every Thursday at 10 o'clock, and every Friday we on WHG 95.3 FM right here in our small but great state of Wilmington, Delaware, the first and only African American radio station in our great state of Delaware. I think we still have a couple minutes, and so we're gonna get back to Mr. Jerome Conquest. What does your future look like for you, man? What's your next fight? When? Where? How can we check it out? Get some tickets.
Possibly, I have 2 dates coming up. I had one date thrown at me September 20th at Parks Casino, and it's another date in Philadelphia, October 23rd at the 2300 Arena. So
You have
possibly,
a website? You have a website, Facebook page?
I have an Instagram, and my handle is _conquest_, and I have a Twitter and a Facebook, and it's Jerome the Conqueror Conquest.
So you're all over the social media.
Yeah.
How you find time, man?
It's all in the palm of my hand.
You just got to make the time. All right. Do you do anything besides boxing?
I'm a laborer for 332.
What kind of labor?
I do labor work in construction.
Okay, you're in the construction business.
Yes.
I'm a retired millwright welder. I was in construction. We built some things, and so you working and a big time athlete as well, staying out of trouble. And you speak in schools?
Yes. I'm actually speaking at a school with juvenile lifers August 17th.
Juvenile lifers?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a bunch of juveniles that got in trouble, and they got sentenced to life in prison, so they juvenile lifers.
What? What's a juvenile? What age is that?
17.
So you have 17-year-olds spending life in jail?
Yes.
And y'all know we advocating hard against that, and that's why we fight so hard to keep our kids out of trouble and on the right path. Put the guns down, pick up the gloves. What do you say to these young folks, young lifers? That's unreal, really.
To be honest with you, I don't even think of anything to say. I just speak from the heart. So when I do get in front of them and talk to them, whatever's on my mind and is on my heart, that's what I'm going to say to them. So I just don't sit down and write things what I'm going to say to them. I just speak to them from the heart.
I'll tell you what, and that's what the name of this show is, From the Heart with Marvin Richardson, and that's what we all speaking from the heart. And this is from my heart big time. I didn't even know we had juvenile life. 17-year-old kids spending life in prison. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And so that's why it's vital that we get up and make sure that our kids stay in school. We have to reform the educational system, and we have to reform our criminal justice system. To me, it goes hand in hand. Education, if they're educated, then we can keep them out of jail. In Delaware, we allow our kids to quit school at 16 years old. Unreal. We can change that and require that they stay in school at least until they're 18 or graduate high school. Then we can get them in college, and that effectively keeps them out of jail because they can get a job when they're educated. You concur?
Yes. And
Yes.
it's one more thing. August 31st in Philadelphia, I'm doing my annual book bag drive for my community in the Strawberry Mansion section.
All right, now y'all go out and support Mr. Conquest in his book drive, book bag drive for the kids, and Miss Leslie Gibbs, and you can check her out on the Big Cat Last Round Foundation on Facebook, Jerome Conquest on Facebook, and Linwood Jackson on Facebook. I want to thank Miss Marva Richardson for giving us this time to share with you the life and times of Mr. James Big Cat Gibbs. We're going to miss him much, and with that, I think that's a wrap. Tune in next week for another great show From the Heart with Marva Richardson.
County Executive Matt Meyer inviting you to an open house about Dot Foods Wednesday, August 7th, 6 p.m. Dot's our newest neighbor here in Bear. Come out for a community update. They'll be giving construction updates, telling us about their expected opening date, and also announcing several upcoming job fairs. So please come on out Wednesday, August 7th.
Hello, my name is Randall Reed. I'm here with DETV to talk to you about some summer offerings with the Delaware College of Art and Design. DCAT is located in the heart of the Creative District, downtown Wilmington, on the corner of 6th and Market. This summer, we're offering creative and innovative programming for artists of all ages and stages of their lives. Jewelry making, graphic design, photography. So if you're looking to just hone your skills or maybe diversify your resume, DCAT might be the right fit for you. For more information, visit our website, www.dcat.edu, and search for continuing education. Registration is now open and courses are starting soon.
This is I Am My Sister's Keeper. My name is Melody Phillips. I am the chairwoman of the board. To my right is Ms. Charlotte Miller-Lacey, our founder and president. And surrounding me are sisters, volunteers, and parents that are part of our organization. We teach girls rites of passage, and we work with young ladies 12 to 18. If you're interested in supporting us or volunteering, please find us at www.iamsk.org. Again, that's www.iamsk.org, or you can reach us via phone at 302-367-7334. I am my sister's keeper.
Lizzie Borden. She allegedly hacked her parents to death and got away with it. She got away with murder, literally, in 18-something.
Hi, my name's Michael Gray. I am directing Lizzie. This is a show I've always wanted to do since I heard about it, which is a long time ago. About 5 years ago, Christmas Eve. I was intrigued by it ever since. And I found out all about it. Got to meet the writers and the composer, and I finally got the rights to do it here, and I'm very excited to bring it to Wilmington, and I think the audience will have a great time.
In 2017, we had a summer camp. I did a summer camp at my school, and the camp it cost too much. It was just too much, and I was just looking for a place where I can have my own summer camp, place where I can get the kids off the streets and just do something different. And I drove down the street, and I saw this building that was open, and then I started going around to the community, asking the community what's going on, what was it, and everything. And they was like, it was a bar. If you're trying to come and get it, please don't turn it back into a bar. And I was like, no, my idea was to turn the bar into a community center, something that the kids can come and just enjoy being off the streets. And plus, the neighbors will like it because it's not a bar, it's not nuisance. Kids are not hanging around, they're not doing anything violent. They're here and they're off the streets. So it's like sort of like a safe haven. So we turn something bad into something good. So today with the kids, I got the kids, what they're doing is they like clothes and they like fashion. So we're coming up with our own clothing line. Each kid has their laptop, they're searching, coming up with different things, different ideas, and what we're going to do, we have the equipment here to print out shirts and print out the clothing line, and the kids is going to start marketing their own clothes. So they're going to go, we're going to create a flyer with their logo, their clothing line on it, and they're going to go out and try to sell the clothes. The kids is going to profit from it, everything goes to them. So just trying to teach them how to be an entrepreneur. And all the kids come and they sign the wall, because this wall right here really, it means a whole lot to me. These kids on this wall, in the jerseys, they played basketball for me, or they even coached for me, and they were murdered. So this wall means a lot to me. I have all the kids come in here because young lives do matter, and that's what this is for.
So what do you need to keep this moving? Because I know, it's tight, you're coming out of pocket. Can you?
I'm coming out of pocket, and I was in jeopardy of trying, maybe closing down, because it's killing me cost-wise. The rent, the materials, the food for the kids, the everyday, the day-to-day basis of just keeping it alive, keeping the lights on. So, and it's been coming out of my pocket. It's doing a lot of like relationship-wise, it's been killing my relationship as well. So, I got to take care of home first, and it's either home, this, or and the kids are my passion. I love the kids. I've been doing this work over 20 years now. I've been here in Wilmington, Delaware for the past 12 years, running different leagues, doing different things with the kids, and this community center is dear to my heart for these kids, because if I didn't open up, who knows what they would be doing.
Right now we have a lot of residents, community residents, youth, elderly, everyone coming out to put in their hand and pitch up and clean up their community. But you know what? You should never doubt the conviction of a volunteer. I'm so happy that everyone came out, wanted to put their skin in the game, take responsibility of their community, and see the community be something different, see it be clean, and this is something that we can build on to continue to do better things in life. So I really appreciate the volunteers for coming out.
I came out here today to beautify my community. I live in this neighborhood, so it's impactful for the community, for the young kids to see that we're actually putting in work in our own community and taking accountability for our trash, our neighborhood, and doing things for us.
Today, it's about cleaning up, making sure trash is off the streets, about healthy communities, strong neighborhoods, but really, ultimately, it's about all of us coming together, supporting young professionals of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League who organized this today. You have, it looks like, close to 100 people in a neighborhood where a lot of us don't go to every day. Just saying, let's come together and let's work with the neighborhood to make it healthy and strong.
Over 2,000 years ago, it was said to us, peace on earth and goodwill toward all men. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of Delaware's movement toward peace.
I'm here because I believe in peace. I believe that we're stronger together, and I believe in the people around me. And I love Delaware, and I want to just help make it stronger, whatever I can do.
We need to move Wilmington forward, and that requires peace. It requires us to come together with a coherent vision and all join together as one.
For people to come out in the manner in which they have today, 302 Guns Down, and we here with the community, loving one another, this is what's important to me. And I feel like if we continue on this path, then we'll have peace in our streets. This is what we need. Everyone is here in solidarity, and all for one reason, to bring about peace in our community.
Because we're asking everyone to put their guns down. We're asking everybody to hold responsibility for the lives that we have lost in our village, in our community, in our blocks, in our neighborhoods. Every family is affected, and today is that day that we have to continue taking forward action. And we're gonna do this proactively. And that's why we're marching through our neighborhood, so people can see the lives of the people who have been affected by this, by the gun violence, by everything that's been affecting our community. It is time that we value ourselves, and it is time that we see each other as the people that we are, because we are beautiful people. And today is our day of peace.
Give us what your vibe was from the Peace Walk.
The vibe that I got, it was great. We had a lot of people come out. I believe that we got our point across as far as one unity.
There was actually people in the community that were jumping in
the march with us.
The solution to Wilmington isn't just going to come from just within Wilmington. It's going to come from the suburbs. It's going to come from Lower Delaware, and the fact that you have all kinds of people from all backgrounds, all faiths working together today, that's fantastic.
And right now we have a lot of residents, community residents, youth, elderly, everyone coming out to put in their hand and pitch up and clean up their community. But you know what? You should never doubt the conviction of a volunteer. I'm so happy that everyone came out, wanted to put their skin in the game, take responsibility of their community, and see their community be something different, see it be clean, and this is something that we can build on to continue to do better things in life. So I really appreciate the volunteers for coming out.
I came out here today to beautify my community. I live in this neighborhood, so it's impactful for the community, for the young kids to see that we're actually putting in work in our own community and taking accountability for our trash, our neighborhood, and doing things for us.
Today, you know, it's about cleaning up, making sure trash is off the streets, about healthy communities, strong neighborhoods, but really, ultimately, it's about all of us coming together, supporting young professionals of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League who organized this today. You have, it looks like, close to 100 people in a neighborhood where a lot of us don't go to every day. Just saying, let's come together and let's work with the neighborhood to make it healthy and strong. Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League, who organized this today. You have, it looks like, close to 100 people in a neighborhood where a lot of us don't go to every day. Just saying, let's come together and let's work with the neighborhood to make it healthy and strong.